Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss catalysis. First we discuss catalyst. What is a catalyst? A catalyst is a substance which can change the speed of the reaction without undergoing any change in their mass and in their chemical composition. And the phenomenon is known as catalysis. For example, when potassium chlorate is strongly heated, it decomposes at higher temperature to produce dioxygen. But when a small amount of manganese dioxide, that is MnO2, is added, the reaction becomes faster and occurs at much lower temperature as compared to reaction occur without catalyst. Thus, MnO2 is act as a catalyst for this reaction. Positive catalyst, which accelerates the speed of reaction, which increases the speed of reaction. For example, oxidation of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide in presence of nitrous oxide. This is due to the fact that positive catalysts lower the potential energy barrier, that is, lowers the activation energy of the reaction. Negative catalyst, which retards the speed of reaction. It means which decreases the speed of reaction. For example, oxidation of chloroform in presence of alcohol. This is due to the fact that negative catalyst raises the potential energy barrier, that is, increases the activation energy of the reaction. Next is promoters and poisons. Promoters are the substances which enhance the activity of catalyst. For example, molybdenum acts as a promoter for iron catalyst in the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. This is due to the fact that the promoters increases the roughness of the catalyst surface. As a result, free valencies increases, hence adsorption increases, and so does the rate. Poisons, which lowers the activity of catalyst. For example, carbon monoxide, arsenic, etc. This is due to the fact that poisons are adsorbed at the active sites of the catalyst as compared to the reactants and block the sites for the reactants. Types of catalysis. First, homogeneous catalysis, in which catalyst is present in the same phase as the reactants. For example, sulfur dioxide plus oxygen gives sulfur trioxide. All the reactants and products are in gaseous phase, and also the catalyst is present in the gaseous phase, that is, NO is in gaseous phase. Similarly, for the hydrolysis of ethyl acetate, all the reactants, products and reactants are present in the same phase, that is, liquid phase. Theory of homogeneous catalysis. This figure shows the adsorption of reactants, that is A and B, on the surface of catalyst C to produce product D, or in equation form, A combines with B in presence of catalyst C to produce AB as a product. And this according to intermediate compound formation theory, a catalyst combines with one of the reactant, that is A, to form intermediate compound, that is AC, which then combines with the other reactant B as shown to produce product AB, and catalyst C is regenerated. Thus, involvement of catalyst lowers the activation energy and hence accelerates the speed of the reaction. Heterogeneous catalysis, in which catalyst is present in a different phase than that of the reactant. For example, in this reaction, nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia are present in gaseous phase, but iron is present in solid state. Iron is the catalyst in this reaction. Similarly, sulfur dioxide, oxygen and sulfur trioxide in this reaction are in gaseous form, and the catalyst platinum and vanadium pentoxides are in solid state. Similarly, for polymerization of ethylene, this is ethylene molecule which is present in gaseous form to give polyethylene, and this is the catalyst used for polymerization of ethylene. This is titanium chloride plus trialkyl aluminium, and it is also known as Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Modern adsorption theory. According to this theory, there are free valencies as shown on the surface of solid catalyst, and the mechanism of catalysis involves the following steps. In first step, the reacting molecules diffuse towards the surface of the catalyst, and in the next step, adsorption of reacting molecules on the surface of the catalyst occurs, and in the next step they form intermediate with the catalyst, and in the last step desorption of product molecules occurs, that is AB removes from the surface of the catalyst and catalyst is regenerated. Advantages of adsorption theory. This theory can explain the following points. First, small quantity of catalyst is sufficient because the catalyst is regenerated again and can be used again and again. Next, the catalyst take part in the reaction but is produced back unchanged in mass and chemical composition at the end of the reaction. Next, catalytic poisons, if present, are preferentially adsorbed on the catalyst surface, thereby hindering the adsorption of the reactant molecules. Hence, they slow down the activity of the catalyst. This theory, however, cannot explain the action of catalytic promoters. Important features of solid catalyst. First, activity. Activity means capacity to increase the speed of the chemical reaction. In certain chemical reactions, the extent to which speed of the reaction is increased is as high as 10 raised to power 10 times. For example, combination of hydrogen and oxygen in presence of platinum as a catalyst to produce water. This reaction occurs with explosive violence. Thus, activity depends upon the extent of chemisorption, means how strongly the reactant molecules adsorbed on the surface. Next is selectivity. Selectivity means ability to direct the reaction to form particular product excluding others. For example, carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen gas in presence of copper as a catalyst to form formaldehyde in gaseous form. But if carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen in presence of copper and zinc oxide in also chromium oxide, then it forms methanol, that is CH3OH gaseous. Next feature is specificity, means action of a catalyst is highly specific in nature. That is, a given substance can act as a catalyst only in a particular reaction and not for all the reaction. It means a substance which acts as a catalyst in one reaction may fail to catalyze other reaction. Zeolites are shape-selective catalysts. Zeolites are aluminosilicates with general formula MX/N AlO2X SiO2Y ZH2O, where N is the charge on the metal cation. Metal cation may be Na positive, K positive, calcium 2 positive, etc. And Z is the number of water molecules. This is the three-dimensional network of silicates in which some silicon atoms are replaced by aluminium atoms, and they have honeycomb-like structure. These are found in nature as well as synthesized in laboratory. When zeolites are heated in vacuum, they lost water molecules and becomes porous, and these pores are called cavities in zeolites. The size of the pores generally varies from 260 picometer to 740 picometers. Thus, only those molecules can be absorbed in these pores whose size is small enough to enter these cavities and also leave easily. And the molecules with bigger size cannot enter into these cavities. For example, ZSM5 means zeolite sieve of molecular porosity 5. It is used in the petroleum industry. It converts alcohols directly into hydrocarbons. Next is enzymes as catalysts. What are enzymes? Enzymes are biochemical catalysts with high molar mass ranging from 15,000 to 1 lakh gram per mole. Enzymes are vital for biological processes. Without them, the life processes would be very slow and sluggish. For example, if there were no enzymes in our digestive system, it would take us 50 years to digest a single meal. These are few examples of enzyme catalyzed reactions. First is inversion of cane sugar. This is cane sugar or sucrose. It is hydrolyzed in presence of invertase as catalyst. Invertase is the enzyme to form glucose and fructose. Next is conversion of glucose into ethyl alcohol. This can be done in presence of zymase as a catalyst to form ethanol and carbon dioxide. Conversion of proteins into peptides in the stomach by pepsin enzyme. Conversion of proteins into amino acids by hydrolysis in intestine by trypsin enzyme. Characteristics of enzymes. First, specificity. Each enzyme catalyzes only one chemical reaction. For example, hydrolysis of urea. by the urease to produce ammonia and carbon dioxide. It means urease only catalyze this reaction and it cannot catalyze the other reactions. Next is efficiency. Enzymes are very efficient catalysts. They speed up the rate of reaction by factors of up to 10 raised to power 20. For example, our food are easily hydrolyzed in our body by different enzymes. Next is small quantity. Only small amounts of enzymes can be highly efficient. For example, the enzymes carbonic anhydrase present in red blood cells of the blood catalyzes the reversible reaction involving the decomposition of carbonic acid, that is H2CO3, to produce CO2 and water. Under ideal conditions, a single molecule of carbonic anhydrase can decompose 36 million molecules of carbonic acid to CO2 and water in 1 minute. The reverse reaction, that is conversion of CO2 and water into carbonic acid, is catalyzed by carbonic hydrase. This enzyme is responsible for maintaining the CO2 level in the body fluids and tissues. Next is optimum temperature and pH. Enzyme catalyzed reactions have maximum rate at pH of around 7.4 and human body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius under 1 atmospheric pressure. Next, enzyme activators or coenzymes. The activity of certain enzymes is increased in the presence of certain substances called coenzymes. If a protein contains a small amount of vitamin as the non-protein part, its activity is enhanced considerably. The activators are generally metal ions such as Na positive, Mn2 positive, Cu2 positive, CO2 positive, etc. These metal ions are weakly bonded to the enzyme molecules and increase their catalytic activity. For example, the enzyme amylase in presence of NaCl, which provides Na positive ions, shows a very high catalytic activity. Next, enzyme inhibitors and poisons. Just as in the case of catalyst, the activity of enzyme is slowed down in the presence of certain substances. Such substances are called inhibitors or poisons. They act by combining with the active functional group, thereby reducing the catalytic activity of the enzymes. For example, many drugs is on account of their action as enzyme inhibitors in our body. Mechanism of enzyme catalysis. Lock and key mechanism. As enzymes are highly specific in their action, the specificity of the enzymes is due to the presence of some specific regions called active sites. These are active sites and this is enzyme. These active sites are associated with some functional groups such as NH2, COOH, OH, etc., which form weak bonds such as hydrogen bonds with the substrate molecule. This is the substrate molecule or reactant molecule. The shape of the active site of any given enzyme is like a cavity, such that only a specific substrate can fit into it, in the same way as one key can fit into a particular lock. This specific binding leads to the formation of an enzyme substrate complex, which accounts for the high specificity of enzyme catalyzed reaction. Once the proper orientation has been achieved, substrate molecules react to form the products. Since the products molecule do not have any affinity for the enzyme surface, they at once leave the enzyme surface, making room for the fresh substrate molecules to bind to the active sites. This is shown by this figure. Some industrial catalytic processes. These are some industrial catalytic processes. First, Haber's process for the manufacture of ammonia, in which nitrogen gas reacts with hydrogen in presence of finely divided iron as a catalyst and molybdenum as a promoter at high temperature and high pressure to produce ammonia gas. Similarly, in second, Ostwald process for manufacturing of nitric acid, in which ammonia reacts with oxygen in presence of platinized asbestos as a catalyst to produce nitrous oxide plus water. This nitrous oxide further reacts with oxygen to produce nitrogen dioxide, which in turn reacts with water and oxygen to give nitric acid. Next is contact process for manufacturing of sulfuric acid, in which sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen in presence of platinized asbestos or vanadium pentaoxide as a catalyst. This is to produce sulfur trioxide. This is the reversible reaction. Sulfur trioxide further reacts with sulfuric acid at high temperature to produce oleum, and hydrolysis of oleum gives sulfuric acid. Next is Bosch process for manufacturing of hydrogen, in which water gas reacts with steam in presence of iron oxide as a catalyst or chromium oxide as a promoter at high temperature to produce carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Next is Dacken's process for the manufacturing of chlorine, in which hydrogen chloride in gas form reacts with oxygen in presence of copper chloride at high temperature to produce water and chlorine gas. Next is synthesis of methanol, in which water gas is catalyzed in presence of ZNO plus chromium oxide at high pressure and temperature to give methanol. Next is hydrogenation of vegetable oils, in which oil reacts with hydrogen in the presence of finely divided nickel at high temperature and high pressure to give Vanaspati ghee.